Look, Donald Trump isn't as bad as they say he is. He's really only trying to make America great again. The Bible's just a book for people scared to be atheists. Did we land on the moon? I mean, maybe they faking it. The earth could be flat, the presidents could be aliens, and Americans might even be nicer than Canadians. Unpopular opinions got us caught up in the craziness and hating one another, but we're all just homo sapiens. Someone's always gonna hate you no matter what. Might as well just be yourself and let people think you suck. Opinions are like buttholes, everyone got one they cover up, and all you gotta do is follow through when you yelling that you don't give a. I ain't letting anyone piss in my cornflakes. Stay the hell on my face and I will stay out of your way. I know that life is cruel and lately it ain't fair at all. You hate your job, your phone is lost, there's evil men and racist cops. Yeah, I don't care if you're black or white or gay or straight or old or young or smart or dumb or where you're from or what you make. The only thing I care about is living like I'm not afraid of dying while I'm sleeping, so I seize it while I'm still awake. We're so angry, hating everyone we don't know. We can't even take a joke. We should really let it go and be happy. Stop talking on our phones and blocking everyone we know. We've been being buttholes. Maybe the feds killed Biggie and Pac. Maybe the Ku Klux Klan just needs some love and a hug. Maybe 9/11 really was an inside job, and the Christians are right, homosexuality's wrong. Or the Illuminati really want the best for the people, and abortions are murder, so they should just be illegal. So I don't know, that's all I'm saying. These opinions drive us crazy. Got us fighting so much lately, we're divided from our neighbors. Someone's always gonna hate you no matter what. Might as well just be yourself and let people think you suck. Opinions are like buttholes, everyone got one they cover up, and all you gotta do is follow through when you yelling that you don't give a. I ain't letting anyone piss in my cornflakes. Stay the hell on my face and I will stay out of your way. I know that being you is harder than it sounds. You're the only one who can, so be you and do you proud. Yeah, I don't care if you're black or white or gay or straight or old or young or smart or dumb or where you're from or what you make. The only thing I care about is living like I'm not afraid of dying while I'm sleeping, so I seize it while I'm still awake. We're so angry, hating everyone we don't know. We can't even take a joke. We should really let it go and be happy. Stop talking on our phones and blocking everyone we know. Everyone a butthead, everyone end up dead. Everybody upset, everybody blood red. Everybody feels like no one cares. Everything is up, everything is tough luck. I have had enough, dumb. Everybody shut up. Everybody thinks that life ain't fair. Shut up. We're so angry, hating everyone we don't know. We can't even take a joke. We should really let it go and be happy. Stop talking on our phones and blocking everyone we know. We've been being buttholes. We're so angry, hating everyone we don't know. We can't even take a joke. We should really let it go. Let it go, though. And be happy. Stop talking on our phones and blocking everyone we know. We've been being buttholes.
Time I got involved with Antifa, it had been 7 years since I'd even been home. Because, like I said, I'm on drugs and alcohol. I can't afford to go home and see my parents.
So I left the left just over 4 years ago. I'm a lesbian, by the way. But I'd be lying if I said I never looked back. I do, at least in this just one way, for research purposes, really. Don't worry, I will not be telling you to vote for a commie. I will not be telling you that there are 80,000 genders. As I've been diving deep into some of the psychology of leftism, of manipulation, I thought it was important, I thought it was extra important, to speak directly to someone who used to be a member of Antifa, which is crazy to say. This person used to be further left than anyone I have ever met. Here he is.
I became so isolated having that contact and also being so angry, kind of pushing them away, to where it was like months I would go by where I wouldn't talk to my mother.
So the first question that I have for you, as well as some of my viewers, what was so appealing or attractive with this mindset or this?
It was a group of people willing to publicly state that they were willing to go after the president of the United States and its current administration. Growing up from 1997, George Bush, Barack Obama, complete war criminals, imperialism, and snuff videos. I've watched thousands of people be murdered for there to finally be a group that's like, we're going to act on this. But not only that, but we're willing to preach to the conservatives who don't seem like they want to get on board.
How did they like market it to you?
Thing with Antifa and the far left movements is it's like you see it with Black Lives Matter. It starts as Black Lives Matter, and then it becomes a million other things. People who are willing to act. The fact that it was within my reach, that I could walk downtown and I could see this stuff for myself, that I could participate in this stuff for myself. Like, this was happening in my own town. You know, even with Portland, I wanted to go to Portland a couple of times, and I'm glad I didn't, because that's about a 2-hour drive. And at the time, I'm spending all my money on drugs and alcohol. It's probably the fact that it was just right there and ready to be jumped on, and you feel like people are being proactive, and you feel like people are willing to put, willing to put their money where their mouths is and hop into the fight.
I can see why that would be appealing to somebody. Like, oh, look, there's this group over here. They're actually getting out and doing the work instead of just preaching about it, You were doing a lot of drugs and alcohol. Do you think that might have clouded your judgment?
Yeah, and I don't want to say that to shirk responsibility at all. Like, my actions are still my actions.
Right.
But no, I think the same was for me and a lot of other people, because people in Eugene tend to move in waves, and one of those waves is drugs and alcohol. You're seeing a lot of people who are disassociated on ketamine. They're all getting liquored up day in and day out. A lot of cocaine, a lot of fentanyl getting in at the same time.
Right.
Realizing how bad that's gotten. Yeah, there's a lot of that in Antifa. A lot. You show up, you got your bandana, you got your hat. Like, I mean, this is even the same hat I wore. Your black jacket, your black pants. You show up, you explain yourself, you tell them who you are. Some people are a little more skeptical than others. That was less of a fact in the beginning. In the beginning, it really got to people's heads that people were coming to them and asking them questions. But you just kind of show up, and then you meet up with certain people, and they give you your orders. They say, okay, go look out over here. Look out over here. You're looking out for people with flags and patches and people who might be a threat. Sometimes you're reporting to somebody and they may have a walkie-talkie and they send some orders to some other people. So you'd be like, hey, there's a redneck over here with a gun or a rebel flag or something. It could have been feds. It could have been cops. You're reporting to anonymous people en masse who you've never met in your entire life.
Right.
Based off empathy and trust. And it's like, it's a horribly unsolid system. And you see a lot of other people coming to do it as well. So they make it very easy and welcoming. But I think as far as like getting deeper into the organizations, like, I do not fit the criteria for somebody who could make it into certain parts. I've gotten the question a couple times about different Antifa cells and different people operating. After the first year or two of Black Lives Matter, Antifa really started to fracture. So you don't just have Antifa, you have Antifa and Trantifa and No Peace Police, and you have all these different factions that branched out that'll still operate under the banner Antifa or have some of the same members, because the trust level just went completely out. It creates a lot of different avenues for getting in. It creates a lot of different avenues for different people and their particular taste or their particular politics. But, a lot of them are like at war with each other internally. A lot of them just freaking hate each other, consider one more fascistic than the other. Or they're not doing enough on women's rights. It's a civil war like anything else in this country.
Who funded you guys? Because I know a lot of these people are doing this day in and day out.
I mean, I know Soros is in control of a lot of far left DAs. And for anyone who wants to pretend like Soros wasn't a Nazi, there's a full-blown interview where he takes glee in it. I think it's like an old ABC interview or something like that, or Nightly News. Like, he's confessed to what he's about, and he's in control of a lot. I don't see personal funding. My payment is going out there and getting my fix of violence, or feeling like I'm doing the right thing, or getting that endorphin rush. That's good enough for most people, which is sad to say, because in the end, it's obviously not a good thing. There are specific businesses in downtown Eugene that operate as political hubs, and we're willing to encourage their employees to go out and riot. We're willing to bail them out. Certain business owners who own a large percentage of Eugene, from my understanding, at least the downtown area. So there was definitely a lot of encouragement from businesses. There was a lot of encouragement from schools.
What would they get out of this, though? That's what I don't understand. What would these businesses and schools get out of this?
Has to be, and this could just be the business owners thinking that they're doing the right thing. I want to put that out there before I get all conspiratorial. Sure. They're very, very much into far left politics, and I know with a lot of that comes a lot of tax write-offs and benefits and it wouldn't be happening if there wasn't people making money off it or getting some sort of write-off for some sort of diversity thing. I'm not sure exactly how it works, and that broke her heart. And thankfully, we're in a better place now. But whenever I finally did go back to Texas, I want to say like 3 years into COVID, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, it put me in a state of existential crisis and shock just getting off the or not getting off the plane, but driving there
Right.
and seeing that it was the world that I grew up with, that it was still Texas, that it wasn't any different, that people were still living their lives. We went to Six Flags without masks, didn't get sick, saw a
Right.
lot of the policy changes, and then came back home and saw everything, and it just completely broke me. I was like, what did we do?
Wow.
Like,
Is that, and that's one of the next questions. It kind of leads me into that. Was that one of the things that woke you up to all this crazy shit?
yeah, going back home, getting in touch with my family, making it a point to speak with my grandparents regularly while I still have the time to do so, making peace with God in my own way, listening to pastors, not trying to put my own interpretations on things. Another thing that helped me, my mom always taught me growing up, listen to the music of people during political struggle. So like I would listen to things that people would tell me not to listen to. I would listen to like Topher, Bryson Gray, or a lot of these far right MAGA rappers. And I would listen to it pretty religiously and regularly, and still do, because even though I don't agree with it, and there can be some lyrics that are anti-gay, yeah, but it breaks down that fear and that anxiety. And I think in my head when I listen, I'm like, okay, so if I run into someone who's saying this without even wanting to change their mind, how can I just have a conversation with this person and leave them with not thinking that I'm a complete piece of shit? And trying to build that resilience, reading actual hard Nazi literature, the Jewish Peril, the Turner Diaries, things that you can't read those and then walk away and look at your neighbor seriously and be like, that person's a Nazi.
When was the moment you realized that Antifa were the actual fascists?
I think it might have been a slow burn on that one. I'd go out and I'd be having real good communications with like different Black people in the different protest movements.
Mhm.
And it would start off and they would take your suggestions and everyone would be real cool and we're all working together. And then it became like, all right, shut up, white boy. A lot of my friends were becoming very extreme in their political views, to where I'm the type of person, I'm kind of a YouTube junkie. So I'm like, hey, have you seen this video? Have you seen this? It turned out the content I was listening to wasn't acceptable. You being one of those people, I'd be like, hey, have you heard Arielle Scarcella? Like, check out what she's saying. And be like, no, she's a turf and she's a bigot.
The people that speak out the most about a certain thing are usually doing that thing. The best example I have is the people that are always claiming that everybody else is racist. Everything's racist. It's racist. Like, you're focused so much on a certain thing, you're probably the actual one that's guilty of said thing.
But they still try to gaslight you and convince you that it's not happening. That's why I mentioned in your email the signs. The left is abusive, therapist speaks out, or whatever. Your 15 signs that you might be in an abusive relationship. That was a big deal breaker for me, because every single one I was like, shit.
The video that I made helped.
Yeah, I actually got the little wheel right
here. Yeah, that makes me, oh God. See, I post these videos, I never know who it's gonna read, but that's probably one of the most important videos I've ever made. He said, what is your greatest hope for the people you left behind?
The smaller their circles get, because here's the thing with those people, I know that they're losing friends, not just to like ideological differences. I know they're in a dark place. I know a lot of them are just like me. They don't want to leave home. They're scared. They're anxious. Make peace with the people you hated. Try to make peace with yourself. But also, it's not enough to just do those two things. You need to speak out in your circle. You need to speak out to other people. My hope is that people speak out. The reason I went to Buck Angel first was the detransitioners. It seems like it's taken so long, but it happened so quick, where it started with a few and then it spiraled into thousands. And now look at the WPATH files.
Yep.
That needs to happen with Antifa. Go to therapy. I just spent 3 years in therapy. This YouTube channel is my therapy now. I left my therapist behind and I said, I think I need to go on a mission right now. I'll check back in with you later, because the outlook right now isn't good. Because people tell me this all the time. They're like, you're too hard on yourself, that you shouldn't blame yourself for what happened. No, I had my part. And you need to understand that, as good as it may feel to hear that from other people, it's not true, and they don't have the experience that you have. You know it's wrong. You know what you did. If the silence of the Germans led to the Nazi Party and we can blame them 100 years later, the silence of the left in the 2020s leading to what we have now is equally comparable, and you are no more or less guilty.
Dear Bryson, I was a big fan of your music. I thought you were cool. I'm in college, I told everyone about you at my school. But I was playing your album last night and I got confused. I just have a couple of questions about your views. Why you gotta justify being a bigot? I like when you talk about politics, but not religion. I also hate the way that you seem to talk about women. It's 2024, stop saying they belong in the kitchen. I miss songs like Trump is your president. I used to listen. Now all you do is judge people when you think they sinning. Before I go further, you're gonna hate me cause I'm gay. You should be more like Christ, but instead you push people away. You should be more careful with hurtful words that you say. It's funny, we were both born on the 24th of May. I even used to watch your live streams every day. My little brother even has your album on replay. I even bought the MAGA bucket hat because of you. I bought the big hat you used to wear and bought your albums too. I even bought the merch on Bryson Creates too. When I first heard about what you said, I hoped it wasn't true. You used the Bible to spew hatred in your songs. I hope you know I took all of your music off my phone. And I hope you get banned from everything and you end up alone. And I hope you end up forgotten, right where you belong. I know things might seem one way, and you're hurt by what people say. Everything will be okay when you learn there's another side. I'm glad everyone can see how you're so judgmental. People turning on you that used to be in love with you, especially since you turned your back on Donald Trump. There's so many people deleting your music now all at once. Trump is your president if you like it or not. That was before you fell off and your music was hot. Before you started Bible thumping, then losing the plot. And you became so self-righteous way back when I used to watch. By the way, my name is Lucas, I should have told you that. I met you in DC on Jan 6, you signed my MAGA hat, wow. I thought I really had a friend until you said that I'm a fake Christian cause I like other men. I don't understand why you offend people that are your fans. Plus, you're a heretic thinking you can keep God's commands. Man, I had to write this to you while I'm still here, because you're part of the reason I'm gonna disappear. I know things might seem one way, and you're hurt by what people say. Hey Lucas, got your message. I don't know why you confused, cause I've never hid or been shy about my views. And thank you for sharing my music around your school, but you should pay more attention to lyrics that I use. And you said you like my big MAGA hat. Did you not care? A toast to ignore the Team Jesus shirt I used to wear? Or you may not have been the fan that you thought and liked only one song, cause there's no way that you have heard me talk. You say I'm a bigot like I wrote the scriptures. Think I'm so religious cause I quote what's in it, and I know to live it, and I hope you get it. One day you'll feel so convicted cause it's so conflicted, and you blame me for the hole that's in it, cause I showed you different with potent lyrics before you end it, cause you so offended. That's like that, you know he gifted, still got time, hold on, switch it, do it, then there's no repentance. Hell, that's where you end up after you made in his holy image. And I didn't turn on Trump, he turned on me when he decided Christians were less important than LGB, and decided that he was the father of wicked vaccines, and acted like adverse reactions just aren't a thing, and went soft on abortion like it ain't life. All for some votes you're willing to sacrifice. Your morals and your values are supposed to come for Christ. Being the lesser of two evils never made it right, right?